Hey you guys, hope y'all are having a great Monday. It's Monday evening. Kind of tired, but I had a really good day, so I hope you guys did as well. Just making sure I'm pulling this up on Facebook so that I can see any comments that come in. So tonight we're going to talk about kids stuff. So if you don't have kids, but you can have kids in your life, then this could totally be applicable to you. You can just share the love and share the information, right? All right. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. So tonight we're going to go over kind of the top 5 issues that most kids suffer with at some point or other in their life, and how you can support them in a natural way with tools that work with their body and not against their body, and don't cause potential side effects and harmful things. All of these things that I'm going to talk about work with the body and help to bring balance to the body so that our bodies can heal themselves. And that is really what our bodies were meant for, right? That's the way God intended it when he designed us. So the first thing, and this might not even be a quote issue you think about, but the first thing is their immune system, because we're coming up on cold and flu season. So we want to have a really healthy immune system. Now, I did do a class and talked about some immune boosting methods and things of that nature I guess it was last week maybe, in this group, in this October Learning Series group. So go back and take a look at that if you want more information on that. But I want to talk about a few things that are really specific to kids. And the first one is this new blend, which I absolutely love. And it's called Stronger, the Protective Blend. So this is part of the new kids line. And I want to tell you what is in some of these oils as we go through them. You can kind of think of this as almost like a replacement for On Guard. These oils are diluted heavier for kids. Although I've been using them too, and they're awesome. I'll tell you the ones that I've been using in a few minutes. But the Stronger blend is the protective blend. I'm going to tell you what's in it. It has cedarwood. It has Litsea, which is awesome. Some of you may have gotten Litsea in the promotion that they did in August. If not, it's not an oil that you can readily purchase. Hey, Lori. It's got frankincense, which we know is the king of oils, great for inflammation and immune boosting. And then it has rose also, which is really kind of a precious oil. You can only get it in a roller bottle. So all of that is in this protective blend. So the way that you would use this is to just roll it right on the bottom of the feet, or even along the spine. You just take the roller and you just swipe it, or roll it up and down the spine, morning or night or both. It's really, really great for boosting that immune system, especially, again, coming up on cold and flu season. So that is one of my favorites. Now you can get this particular oil in the kids kit, and I'm going to talk about really all of the ones that are in the kids kit tonight. But you can buy the single oil, the single roller by itself starting November 1st. So that'll be available. Okay, so next, in terms of immune support, we want to make sure that our kids have vitamins, minerals, and the proper amounts, and then also healthy fats, because healthy fats are what help support a healthy immune system. So there are a couple of options here. Typically, until your kids can swallow pills, you're going to want to go with doTERRA makes a great chewable. I don't have any because my kids don't take these anymore. It's called the A to Z chewable. They're watermelon flavored. It's just a chewable multivitamin basically. And they also, I do have some of this, they also make a liquid omega healthy fat. So this is like omega fatty acids that are super healthy, not just for your immune system, but for brain health, heart health, skin, hair, nails, joints. You need help. We all, not just adults, but kids need healthy fats too. So this one's orange flavored. So this is the liquid form. Now, if your kids are, I would say 8, 9, and above and can swallow pills, then what I did when my kids turned 10, instead of doing the chewables and the liquid omegas, the IQ omegas, I started doing the Lifelong Vitality Pack, which is what I personally take what we take, as adults, and just give them one of each. And that has the healthy fats and the vitamins and minerals in that. So those are kind of two options for you. And then the other thing that we all need, especially our kids, for immune support is a probiotic, right? So doTERRA makes this nice little PB Assist Junior. It's a probiotic that it's kind of a powdered form. It really tastes just like those Pixie sticks, those like sugary sticks. So good. Sometimes I eat them just because they taste good. So if you could give your kids like a treat that was good for them, I mean, how awesome would that be? So this is great for kids to boost that immune system. And then the last thing I want to say about kind of the immune system and prevention overall is hand washing, of course, we know is key, right? But I love to have this On Guard hand sanitizer. I like to not only keep it in my purse, in the car, in book bags, but a key place that I put this is in their lunchbox. So I put this in their lunchbox, like on top of everything, so that when they open their lunchbox, it's just a reminder to them to spray their hands before they start touching the food and eating. And that really cuts down on a lot of, transmission of the germs, the bacteria, viruses, everything that we are going to come in contact with. It's inevitable, right? And On Guard, this blend actually boosts the immune system as well. So they're kind of getting a little bit of an immune boost as they're killing, those germs that they've maybe come in contact with. So that's issue number 1, okay? Building a healthy immune system, because a lot of kids don't have healthy immune systems. And you know why? One of the most common reasons is because they eat too much sugar. And I mean, my kids are guilty of this too. Nobody's perfect, but sugar is in everything, and there's treats everywhere. It's like, you get a treat for, like writing your name on the paper or something. I don't know. It just kind of frustrates me sometimes because I feel like we give out too much sugar, and that really weakens our immune system and our kids' immune system. So to combat that, we've got to do things to boost the immune system. So those are some of my kind of top tips for kids and boosting the immune system. Now the second, I kind of grouped in the second most common issues that kids struggle with, some kind of symptoms of cold. So the first one is sore throat, because I can remember a time when it was like every other day one of my kids would wake up with a sore throat. And a lot of times it was just like either allergies or like a postnasal drainage or something like that, or maybe they just had a dry throat or whatever. Wasn't really even necessarily that they were sick. So here's what we do. Here's a great remedy for sore throat. First thing to do is take lemon, and I don't have my eucalyptus in here, but lemon and eucalyptus together are a really good combination. Now I mix that with some fractionated coconut oil. That's just your carrier oil to dilute it a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll just put 1 drop of lemon, 1 drop of eucalyptus, and then I'll just shake a couple, 2, 3, 4 drops, doesn't have to be exact, of the fractionated coconut oil in my hand, and just kind of mix that together. And then we just rub it all along the throat, just on the outside of the throat. And that really helps. Eucalyptus has some, what's the word I'm looking for? Anesthetic properties, meaning that it helps with pain. And so that really, really helps to kind of soothe the sore throat. Now, the second thing that we do, and if your kids are 7 and up, you can do this too, because they can take, just in very small amounts, the oils internally. So I'll take a spoonful of honey, and I'll put 1 drop of the lemon oil on the spoonful of honey, and they'll take that. And that really helps to kind of coat the throat and takes away some of the discomfort. So that's all, and they would always, of course, ask for more, but it really works. I always had really good success with doing those 2 things. Okay, let's see. My next one kind of in that category of kind of symptoms is earaches. Now, fortunately, as kids age, they don't tend to have as many ear issues, ear infections, earaches, but we definitely have had our share when they were younger. And I know some people watching will have smaller kids too. But Melaleuca is kind of your go-to oil for ear pain, any kind of ear issues, okay? So it comes in a convenient, already diluted roller bottle, or you can make your own. But basically what you'll do is you'll just take the Melaleuca and you just roll it right on the outside, kind of like where that bone is. You just roll it right there and then just roll all the way around the ear, just like this. Just roll it all the way around. And then I'll usually just kind of rub it in, just like this. You can do that every 2 to 3 hours. But this is the number one essential oil to use for ear issues, ear discomfort. It is antibacterial and it's antiviral. So really great at getting rid of, whatever is causing the ear discomfort, let's say. And I want to give you kind of just a cost comparison. I always like to give this example because sometimes people will say, well, some of the oils are expensive, which, I totally get that, but this is kind of how I look at it. If you're using something that is natural and prevents, issues, like say you gave an antibiotic and then that messes up their stomach and it kills the good bacteria and then their immune system is not good. You see what I'm saying? Like sometimes there's totally a need for pharmaceuticals, but sometimes if you can just avoid them, you'll be a lot better off. So now let's take the example of, let's say you had a child who had an earache and you thought they had an ear infection and you're like, well, I better take them to see their provider. Maybe you'd go to a Med Stop or, just their pediatrician, whatever. So let's say you had to take off work and that cost you some money because, you get paid by the hour and you had to take off work. So you lost money there. You go, you pay the copay. Then you get an antibiotic. You have to pay for that. So that could really add up, right? I mean, you could see where that could add up. Well, Melaleuca only cost 8 cents per drop. So 8 cents per drop, you can see, and you only use a very small amount. Typically, I've found I only need to use this, like I was showing you, for usually 2, maybe 3 days, and the symptoms are gone. So that right there saved me time, money, and I did something that was healthy for my child's body and not something that was potentially harmful. So, kind of, I think a lot of it is just shifting our mindset and looking at things from a different perspective. So that's the number one for ear issues. Now, the next thing that I kind of lumped under this category of like symptoms that we might experience with colds is congestion. When you've got all that kind of chest congestion and even, head congestion, we want to get rid of that, right? The runny noses, that kind of thing. So my go-to oil for the congestion is the Breathe blend. And this is what it looks like. It's just a blend of oils that is great for opening up the airways, breaking up the congestion and helping them to kind of get rid of it. So the way that I like to use this is put it in the diffuser, especially on the bedside table at night, and just diffuse it throughout the night. That's a really gentle way to get it aromatically, into the airways of your kids. You can also diffuse it, throughout the day as well, but especially I find it works really well at night on the bedside table. I usually add something like lavender to it so that it's relaxing, and then they're also, getting that benefit with the congestion. Oh, that's a really good combo, Lori. Breathe and lime together is really good. I like that. I don't normally put that in the diffuser, but I'll have to do that. Thanks for the idea. Now, the other way that I love to use Breathe when we have any kind of congestion is I like to just, again, take the Breathe, take a drop in my hand, take the fractionated coconut oil, a couple of drops, then I just rub my hands together, and I like to rub it all along the front of their chest, and then I also rub along the back of their chest. And again, that's just giving them, the topical absorption so that it helps to break up the congestion. It helps with cough as well. And then a lot of times after that, I'll kind of rub my hands together and I'll cup it over their nose and mouth and just ask them to take a big deep breath in. And if you do this, if you have any breathe and you've done this before, you know that you can actually feel it opening up the airways, and it helps with that kind of nasal kind of congestion and stuffiness that we all experience from time to time. Now, here's another trick for you. I use this a lot as well for stuffiness in the nose. I take my lemon, dilute it again, and rub it just on the bridge of the nose, just like this. And that really helps to kind of just open up the nasal passages and help with the stuffiness. You just rub it right along the bridge of the nose like that. Really good for kids. Now, you want to make sure that they're not out in direct sunlight after that, because lemon can be cause photosensitivity, meaning that their skin can be a little more sensitive to like a sunburn. But typically this time of year, they're not going out in the direct sun. So, and I use oils like this topically all the time, and I've never had a problem, but I did want to mention that. Okay, so number 1 is boosting the immune system to fight some of this stuff off. Number 2 is those symptoms, the sore throat, the congestion, the ear discomfort. Number 3 is sore muscles. Okay, now we do in the new kids kit also have a blend called Rescuer. This is what it looks like, and oh my gosh, let me tell you what's in it because it smells so good. It has copaiba, which is a great oil for pain. Okay, now this one, sorry, did I tell you what this was for? Sorry. Let me just back up for a minute. The next issue is sore muscles and joints. A lot of times kids, especially playing sports, they get aches and pains. That's what you would use this roller for. It's called Rescuer, and it's also known as the Soothing Blend. Again, these are more heavily diluted for kids, so they're perfect. They come already just like this. You don't have to mix anything or make anything, so super convenient and easy. So this is really good for relieving the tension in sore muscles and achy joints, and just kind of giving some comfort there. So it has copaiba, which, as I said, is really good for pain. Lavender, which is very soothing and relaxing. It has spearmint in it, and that is mainly what I smell in it is the spearmint. It smells just amazing, which I love spearmint. And then it has xanthillium. I think I pronounced that right. That's not a single oil that we can purchase. So that is the only way to get that kind of combo is in this Rescuer blend. So we've actually been testing this one out a lot lately. My son was having some just aches and pains from he's playing football and just like knee and calf and this, that, and the other. And we've been putting this on those areas, and it has worked so well. Prior to having this, I always used Deep Blue. Sometimes I would add frankincense to it. Sometimes I would use AromaTouch. Those are other oils that are great also for joint and muscle aches and pains, but this is specifically for kids. Not that adults can't use it. It's just already diluted really well for kids. So it's, just great to already have on hand. And I absolutely love this one. So if your kids play sports, or even if they don't, kids have, aches and pains and growing pains even, you can get this and have it on hand. So that works awesome. Okay, let's see. The 4th area or issue that I wanted to talk about just briefly is stomach issues. So I don't know about you, but how many times do your kids go, oh, my stomach hurts, I have a stomach ache, So we always keep this blend, DigestZen. This is the digestive blend, which can be used for anything from constipation, diarrhea, cramping, just stomach discomfort, anything, heartburn, anything you can use DigestZen on. So it does come already in a pre-diluted roller, so it makes it super easy and convenient. And basically, we just take the roller. I keep it in my purse. I keep one in the house. I kind of keep it everywhere because maybe if you got to eat, something doesn't settle right, or, they just have even a nervous stomach for some reason, you can put Digestin right on the area. You would just open it up, take it, and just roll it right on the stomach. And it works so well. I cannot tell you how many, probably hundreds of times I have used this. But it's so nice to have something like this on hand that you can just pull out and use really quickly versus having to go and take some kind of over-the-counter medication or something like that. Hey, Logan. So really, this is kind of like, for me, a must-have. And actually, this works well for colic for babies as well. So FYI, if anybody has any babies out there. Okay, now the fifth and final kind of issue category, I kind of put this one into a category that I wanted to talk about that I think kids, face and have issues with, are kind of under the emotional umbrella. Okay, so there's a few different blends. I actually have 4 blends here that I want to talk about that are also in the new kids line, that are specifically for those kind of emotional issues. The first kind of, if we say, quote, issue, is focus. Now, this could be a child who truly has ADD, or it could just be for focus on homework or in school or in a game that they're playing. I don't mean a video game, I mean like a sports game or something like that. I have actually been using this one. I love this one. It's called Thinker, is the name of it. It's the Focus blend, and it's called Thinker. It smells really good. It helps with alertness, focus. It helps kind of prevent those mental distractions. And let me tell you the oils that are in it, and you can probably see why. So it has vetiver, which is amazing. Vetiver actually kind of helps calm you. And sometimes when kids can't focus, not just kids, but when we can't focus, sometimes it's because of anxiety. Okay, actually, oftentimes it's because of anxiety and worry and nervousness, and vetiver is extremely calming. So vetiver's in there. Peppermint we know is amazing for focus. That's mainly what I smell in here is peppermint. And it also has clementine, which, smells like oranges, tangerines, smells so good, and rosemary. So all 4 of those oils are in this blend with some fractionated coconut oil. So it's pre-diluted. And those are just great for, the way that we use it is when the kids are going out the door to school, I roll it right along the back of their neck on their spine. Now, if you had a child who had ADD, who, maybe, typically needed something throughout the day, because remember how the oils work. The plants have a similar cell structure to our body. So our bodies know how to use these oils, and they use them very quickly. Now, what that means is we may have to reapply more frequently. So, every few hours, because our body has already used up, versus us taking like a, traditional pharmaceutical medication. So if you have a child that needs that throughout the day, you could actually send this to school with them, and they could apply it themselves. Now, they could also apply it to their wrist so that they can, smell it throughout the day. They could apply it to their feet, although that would probably be a little difficult at school, taking off shoes. But they could even just kind of lift their shirt up in the back and roll it along their spine. I always do kind of encourage, when we're using it for something like that, also just have them smell it out of the bottle so that they get the aromatic benefit, because the aromatic compounds go right up into this amygdala in our brain. It's in the limbic system in our brain, and that's what really affects our mood, our emotions. And so that's just kind of like a really quick way to get some results, so to speak. So this one I absolutely love. We've been using that one a lot. Okay, the next kind of under this category of emotional wellness sort of for kids is feelings of anxiousness and just anxiety. So the blend that we have now available in this kids kit is called Calmer. This is the Restful blend. And if you're already familiar with doTERRA's oils, this would kind of be similar to Serenity, although it doesn't smell exactly like Serenity, but it's very close. So it helps not only to calm the nerves and anxiety during the day, but also it's great at night. And that's typically where we use it, is at night. You can roll it right on the feet. It's already pre-diluted. Or you can roll it along the spine. Or a lot of times what I like to do at night is roll it. I'm going to actually put some of this on because it just smells so good. Roll it on the neck. Because then if I roll it on the neck, I can, I typically can kind of just smell it and get the aromatic benefit from it as well. So this has lavender in it. It has Chananga, which is an oil that we cannot purchase by itself. It has Buddha wood. We don't have that one in a single oil either. And then Roman chamomile. So it also has 4 oils, and then your fractionated coconut oil. This one I love. Like I said, we've been using it at night for restful night's sleep, and it works really well. Okay, so we have 2 left that are in the kids line, the new kids line. And this one, it's called Steady. This one is also called the Grounding Blend. So for those of you who are familiar with doTERRA's oils and you're familiar with the blend called Balance, which is also known as the Grounding Blend, this could kind of be what I don't want to say replacement, because you could still use Balance, but this would be kind of what you would use on your kids for those grounding effects. And if you have small kids or you have had small kids, then you can probably relate to this. You know how sometimes kids just it seems like they just go crazy at certain times of the day and they just throw a tantrum or they just start acting. You're like, why are you acting, thinking in your head, why are you acting like this, A lot of times they have emotions that they don't really know how to handle. So inside, they don't even know why they're feeling the way they're feeling or, what to do about it or how to handle it. That's where these grounding blends really come in handy, and you can see a really big difference. I mean, for the longest time, I always kept Balance in a roller bottle before we had these in my purse, and we would use them in the car or sometimes, just at home in the afternoon when things seemed like they were kind of going crazy. I just roll it right along the spine. That's my favorite, easiest, best way, best area to apply for me personally. If it's a smaller child and you prefer, you can put it right on the bottom of the feet. Anybody can put these on the bottom of their feet because you have lots of pores on the bottom of your feet and the oils are absorbed in 30 seconds. So you do get a really good absorption on the bottom of the feet. I just usually don't want to, have to make them sit down and take their socks off and that kind of stuff. So balancing of the mood, emotions, just kind of grounding, that's what you would use this blend for. And it's a little bit earthy. I'll tell you the oils that are in it. It has amyris, which is one that we can't buy or get by itself. Balsam fir, that's also one that we cannot get by itself. Coriander and magnolia. And magnolia is one of my new absolute favorite oils. And it is so good for calming and anxiety. And so that is in this Steady blend. Now, I do typically also put this one on in the morning before school. So that's kind of grounding of emotions. And then I also use that, I showed you earlier, that Focus Blend Thinker. So those are 2 that I love to use together. And then the last oil and kind of area that you might want to support your kids' health in is a lot of times kids feel they maybe don't have that positive of an outlook on something, or they get down on themselves, or don't have confidence, or don't have courage about something that they're trying to do. We now have a blend. It's called Brave. It's called the Courage Blend. And y'all, this is one of my favorite in terms of the smell. Oh my gosh, it has, let me tell you what's in it so you can imagine how amazing it smells. Wild orange, which anything citrus to me just smells really good. It has amyris in it. Osmanthus, we can't get that by itself either. And cinnamon. and it just smells, it's very sweet smelling. It smells amazing. So this one would be also good for any kind of anxious feelings, not feeling confident about something, not having self-confidence or courage. Then you can use this one again along the spine. It smells so good. Put it on the wrist. Have them, breathe it in. I've actually been putting this one on myself in the mornings just because I love it, and it just it actually lifts the mood because it's got some of the citrus oils in it, and so it really kind of lifts the mood. So those are my top 5 issues that I find that kids struggle with. And as parents, we want to be able to support their little bodies in the best way possible and in the healthiest way possible. So I would just encourage you, 5.5 years ago when I started using these oils, I had no clue what I was doing. There was no education. I just was like, okay, I guess I'll figure this out. And I wasn't even sure that they worked. I had experienced them one time and had a positive result, but still was so skeptical and thought, I don't know, maybe this is in my head. I'm not sure if this works. But I decided to give it a try. I did some research, realized that they're all pure, they're organic, they have no synthetics added to them, and that they just work with our bodies to help our bodies heal themselves, which is the way they were designed in the first place. And so it's really just going back kind of to our roots, to plant-based medicine. We've just gotten so far away from that with all of the man-made products and synthetics. And like I said, not that some of those are not necessary, but if we can take a natural approach, then I think we would have much less side effects and long-term potential issues than we do now, than we see now. So if you are not already using these oils and you want to get started, there's some great promotions this month. If you decide to do that, I would love to help you. If somebody else invited you to this class or to this group, then I'm sure they would love to help you. So you can go back to them and they'll get you all set up. But the membership is a wholesale membership. It's like a Sam's Club or Costco. It's $35, and that gets you 25% off all products for the year. And it also gets you access to our online educational group. We have tons of resources that help you learn how to use these and to incorporate them into your daily life. So if that's something that you're interested in, then just reach out to me, private message me, and we can talk about what your specific needs are and get you set up. So I hope this was helpful to you guys. Let me know if you have questions. If you do, post them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. All right, guys, have a great night. Bye.